Hello, Sonny here. We are going to cover part 4 of the song Little Fighter by White Lion, and we are going to go over the chorus section. And we are going to start from coming out from the bridge section, which was covered in the previous video, goes right into the chorus, and then we're going to break it down and talk about the chorus. So here's how it goes. All right, that is the chorus. Right after that part we just did, he's gonna say, "And you're one with the cause," and then goes back to that verse riff again. But just to break it down on the chorus, first thing is that we need to know the chords behind what Vito is playing, and is mainly playing over the E chord and an A chord, A bar chord. Just put your hands on the second fret. A B power chord, bar chord, that's a B major, and it plays on the 4th fret of C sharp minor. Okay, basically, Vito never plays the same thing twice. He always plays a variation, but he always plays within the chord. Like, so it's all A, B, and C sharp. All that is, like again, it's A, B, and C sharp, okay? All that stuff. So if you know the basic chords, you should be able to break it down and play your own. Play variations of it, or just play the same thing, different verses. Because, you know, like I say, Vito plays it differently every time. It's real difficult to learn every single thing that he does. But if you know what he's trying to do, nobody will know that you are playing something different than he is. But as far as the song goes, this is exactly how he does it. All right. So the chorus, it comes out of the bridge, which was covered previously. It goes like that. All right, right there, and then he goes back to the chorus. Start from this part right here. It's the 2nd fret of your D and G string. And then you mute the E string one time, open string, and then you play the E major interval. You play the 2nd fret of your D and 1st fret of your G. So go. Alright, so and then you palm mute on the E, open E string 4 times. The next part, what you do is you play the 1st fret of your G string with your index finger, and then slide the 2nd fret. And then you play the 2nd fret of your B string and G string. And you play the 4th fret. I'll play all 3 notes together. You play the 4th fret of your D, G, and B string. I'll just use my one finger. So far we have this. 4 times. 1st fret. Okay, the next part, he still on the B chord. He does this really quick. He plays a 4th fret on the A string, hammer on to the 6th fret, and he plays a 4th, and he plays that chord again. This basically is the B chord, 4th fret of the D, G, and B string again. So you go just like that. All right. Actually, I'm sorry. You just play the D and G string. That will be sufficient. You don't have to play the B string. Just like that. So here's how it goes. Okay, again. 4th fret, hammer on the 6th fret, and then you play the D and G string, the 4th fret. Alright. Once you do that, he will pick again, his finger stays on the 4th fret, or you can just slide up a little bit from the G string on the 2nd fret. So yeah, he goes slide from 2nd to 4th fret, and then play the 4th fret of your B string, and then he plays the 7th fret of your pinkie on the D string. Right after that, he plays the bar chord of C sharp minor. He only plays the 3 string, the 4th fret of your A, 6th fret of your D and G, okay? Alright, so here's what we have so far. Okay, next part, he uses ring finger, slide up from the 4th fret to the 6th fret. As soon as you do that, he plays it with his index finger. So you slide with your ring finger, don't use your middle finger. Ring finger from 4th fret to the 6th fret on G string. And then you play the 5th fret on the B string with your index finger. Just put your whole finger on it. You slide the 4th fret. Alright. And then he plays the 4th fret of the G string. Alright. Next part's a little tricky. And he moves his finger like that. And then he plays the 4th fret of the D and B string. He is skipping the G string. So your index finger is on the 4th fret of your D string. Your ring finger is on the 4th fret of your B string. And then I pick it and I pluck at the same time. I use my pick to play the 4th fret on the D string downward, and I pluck it upward with my middle finger on a B string on the 4th fret. So it goes like this. Pick, pluck. You do it at the same time together. It's like a chicken picking kind of thing. And it's slide to the 2nd fret. It's those same 2 notes, okay? Once you slide up those 2 frets, you move those fingers and you use your middle finger and play the 2nd fret of your G string only. Okay? And then you play the open, high B and E string together. Alright, just like that. So here's what we have so far. Okay, and he does it again, repeat the same lick again. Now this time, he doesn't do that finger plucking thing. He slide up with the ring finger to the 4th, 6th fret, and then he plays the 5th fret with the index finger, slide up the 4th fret of the B string, and then he picks the 4th fret of the G string, and then he plays both notes together, G and B string on the 4th fret, slide the 2nd fret, G and B string, and then play the 2nd fret of the G string, and then he plays the high 2 notes, open B and E string. So the last part goes like, okay. You can just do that part if you like. If you don't want to switch back and forth, with plucking and playing with your pick and your finger. If that's too hard, you can just play those 2 notes we just did. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So it goes. I'm gonna play the whole chorus again slowly. All right. Okay, right after that he goes to the verse riff again, and there's some variation in there, so let's go over that. So he plays a riff. Okay, that part is a little different. So once you play that that interval I covered in the previous video. that part, he plays the F sharp minor interval again, 4th fret of your 4th on the D string with your ring finger, and the index finger on the 2nd fret of your G string. And he moves it up again. He plays the G sharp minor interval, 6th fret of your D, 4th fret of your G string. And then he plays the like a A major. He plays the 7th fret of your D string, 6th fret G string, and the 5th fret of your B string. Okay, so basically it goes like this. And he slide up using his index finger from 2nd to 4th fret. You play those 2 notes, 4th fret of a B and G string, and then 7th fret of your B string. And then he play the open string on the D, and then he picks the 4th fret, the 5th fret of the B string, hammer off, pull off on the 4th fret, and then he plays the 4th fret of your G string, and 4th fret again on the D string, and it ends on the E bar chord, on the E power chord on the 7th fret. Okay, so let me do that part again. Again, this part. As soon as you do that, he goes back to the riff again. Now this is a little different. Alright, let me do that part again for you. And it goes back to the bridge again. But that one part right there, I want to show it to you. After he goes, he walks it up. Basically, he starts from the 7th fret of your A string, and then plays the 6th fret of your D string. He walks down. He plays the use your ring finger on the 6th fret of your A string, 4th fret D string, and then 4th fret A string, 2nd fret D string, 2nd fret A string, 1st fret D string, and then open E, and then 2nd fret on the A, open E twice, and he does that the 4th fret pull down to 5th. Okay, so the whole thing goes like this. I'll play it slowly. Repeat that. So I play it fast, it sounds really cool. So let's play that riff again and show you. So it goes back to that bridge again. Again, if you know the chord movement, the same chords that he used, it should not be that difficult. So that's the bridge. I'm sorry, that's the chorus and the variation on the verse.